A brutal massacre was committed. Someone exterminated the dinosaurs, and we have the culprit. Witnesses claim that an Everest-sized asteroid collided with Earth, devastating the planet and triggering a mass extinction. A straightforward, intriguing, and compelling narrative. Or is it? In recent years, fresh evidence has revitalized an older theory implicating a second perpetrator. A remarkably slow and viscous asteroid, 1,000 times larger, impacting Earth on the opposite side of the globe. Just like the true crime channel we are. Let's examine the new evidence and narrate a different tale that might revolutionize our understanding. 66 million years ago, Earth was scarcely recognizable. It marked the twilight of the Cretaceous, one of Earth's warmest and most humid periods. Luxuriant jungles and woodlands blanketed much of the planet. Even the polar regions boasted forests of ancient pines and ferns. Remarkable ecosystems that endured the lengthy periods of darkness during polar nights. Gigantic creatures roamed everywhere. Pterosaurs dominated the skies, while marine reptiles and towering monsters up to 15 meters long inhabited the oceans. And on land, virtually every creature larger than a meter was a dinosaur, one of the most successful species ever to inhabit Earth, reigning supreme for over 150 million years. And then they were eradicated. All these majestic beings vanished in a geological blink of an eye. Why, indeed, around that time, a colossal asteroid struck Earth. But was this truly the cause of the dinosaurs' demise? Or did it merely coincide with the event, conveniently shouldering all the blame? Recent scientific findings suggest that just before the asteroid impact, an ancient horror, predating even the dinosaurs, embarked on a mission to obliterate the world. Let's explore how it might have unfolded. The ancient continental configurations bore some resemblance to today's world, but were not identical. India remained a continent-sized tropical island brimming with lush rainforests and exotic biodiversity, on a collision course with Asia. However, this paradise harbored something sinister: the Deccan Traps. A vast volcanic region spanning 1,000 kilometers in width lay dormant, poised to awaken dramatically. The apocalypse commenced silently, approximately 800,000 years before the impact. The Deccan Traps commenced emitting roughly 10 million tons of CO2 and sulfur dioxide annually. Initially inconspicuous in the grand scheme of things, these emissions accumulated dangerously in the atmosphere over 500,000 years. Around 300,000 years before the asteroid collision, the Deccan Traps erupted in a manner unlike any regular volcanic activity, a deluge of lava. Picture a landscape dotted with volcanoes stretching to the horizon, incessantly spewing forth massive quantities of noxious gases and molten rock, punctuated by sporadic, cataclysmic eruptions. The idyllic Indian paradise became the first casualty as toxic fumes and volcanic ash blanketed coastal regions. Ash clouds darkened the skies, igniting vast wildfires as rivers of molten rock incinerated local ecosystems, transforming the continent into a graveyard for dinosaurs. Initially, this appeared to be a localized catastrophe, one among many that Earth had weathered over its billions of years of existence. Had it ended there, dinosaurs might still roam the Earth today. Yet the nightmare had only just begun. The ceaseless outpouring of lava from the Deccan Traps continued unabated. After hundreds of millennia of relentless volcanic activity, the calamity escalated to a global scale. The planet experienced a surge in temperature, with oceans warming by at least 2 degrees over a mere 100,000 years. A challenging but potentially manageable time frame for ecosystems to adapt. Nature, however, played a cruel trick. While some gases emitted by the Deccan Traps contributed to planetary warming, others induced cooling. The resulting imbalance led to a period of global cooling following the initial warming phase, placing immense stress on ecosystems already struggling to acclimate to elevated temperatures. Simultaneously, sulfur released into the atmosphere precipitated as acid rain, while CO2 acidified the oceans, decimating plankton, the foundation of marine food chains. Without plankton, mass extinction became all but inevitable. But the grand finale loomed on the horizon. Approximately 50,000 years before the asteroid impact, the true apocalypse unfolded. Like a cosmic horror unleashed from its shackles, the Deccan traps erupted in a cataclysmic frenzy, disgorging tens of trillions of tons of magma and lethal gases over several millennia, obliterating everything in their path. For a duration spanning human civilization's entirety, this lava Armageddon sparked colossal wildfires, triggered earthquakes, and unleashed sun emissions across the continent. The intense heat generated from the planet's seething core may have spawned hypercanes, cyclones kilometers wide, with winds nearing 1,000 kilometers, 3 times stronger than humanity's deadliest recorded hurricane. These monstrous storms ravaged the landscape, reaching into the stratosphere to tear holes in the ozone layer, exposing life to lethal doses of solar radiation. Devastation and death trailed in their wake wherever the hypercane struck. As if the onslaught weren't devastating enough, the bowels of the earth disgorged vast quantities of venom. Massive clouds laden with mercury and hydrochloric acid enveloped the planet, delivering the coup de grace to the remnants of a once thriving world. As food chains collapsed and ecosystems crumbled, some of the last dinosaurs likely perished, suffocating on toxic foam amidst acid rain. Then, abruptly, it ceased. The frenzied eruptions abated, and the ceaseless natural disasters faded into memory. Yet the world had irrevocably changed. The monster had wrought unimaginable devastation and left a trail of death and desolation in its wake. Even distant ecosystems bore the scars of its rampage. It marked the conclusion of an entire geological epoch, a homicide that unfolded gradually before crescendoing into a deafening cacophony. And then the climax arrived. Like a cosmic jest, a luminous speck appeared in the sky on the opposite side of the globe. In an instant, an asteroid measuring 10 kilometers in diameter hurtled toward Earth with the force of 4 billion atomic bombs. If life on Earth resembled a wounded victim clinging to life, this was the coup de grace, an overwhelming blow, too much to endure. In the aftermath of the carnage, as the Deccan traps continued belching forth deadly gases for another 800,000 years, ensuring the planet remained shrouded in poison, 75% of all species on Earth had perished, including, famously, nearly all dinosaurs, except for birds, the lone survivors from a noble lineage that once ruled the planet with grace and majesty. Were the dinosaurs doomed by the traps alone? Could they have survived without the asteroid? Was it a combination of factors? We cannot say for certain. Scientists have fiercely debated this question for years, yet a definitive answer eludes us. Into the annals of the past, we unearth a disturbing pattern. 4 out of the 5 major mass extinctions coincide with Earth's tumultuous episodes of gargantuan magma eruptions. The entity that may have orchestrated the dinosaurs' demise appears to be a serial annihilator. The most catastrophic event in Earth's history, the Permian mass extinction 250 million years ago, was triggered by the Siberian traps, an infernal deluge of lava that annihilated 95% of all life on Earth, nearly extinguishing life itself. Until recently, many scientists regarded this event as an anomaly. However, emerging evidence suggests it may have been the norm. Other significant mass extinctions align with periods when the slumbering beast stirred from its rest, and the more protracted and violent its rampage, the more pronounced the carnage recorded in the fossil record. Thus, perhaps the dinosaurs were not victims of a chance cosmic murderer, but rather fell prey to a stealthy killer lurking beneath our very feet. The timeline presented here is based on some of the most recent reconstructions of the Deccan traps' evolution. Alternative hypotheses paint different scenarios, and scientists continue to spar over these interpretations. Consult our sources for further insights. Like many true crime narratives, we cannot neatly conclude this tale with a satisfying resolution. Time has a way of obliterating evidence, leaving us with mere conjecture. Yet, amidst the dust, a truly terrifying revelation emerges. as we delve. Thanks for watching. Dream Views.